He's back in the Freak Nation. Rico Abreu joining us here at the Freaks. Sprint car pilot, of course, World of Outlaws, high limit racing. Man, you put this dude on dirt, he's going to race you. So many things we want to talk to you about. Of course, getting into the Knoxville Nationals. But Rico, looking at the paychecks that you've collected over the last couple of weeks, are you losing control of how much money you've been making over racing that sprint car over the last 2 or 3 weeks, man?
I don't think you can ever make enough money, which how difficult it is to win races. But right now we've been very, very fortunate to be in good position, especially this time of the year where there's a lot of big money races going on, and we're starting to climb up them hills and work hard to get on the front straightaway, hopefully more often.
Rico, when you started sprint car racing, if I would have told you that you can run a race and win $12,000, $150,000, $190,000, win it all, would you have believed what the hell I was talking about?
I would. It would be hard to believe that when we first started. I knew the Knoxville Nationals was around 100,000, and now it's we last year we got to compete for $1 million to win, and this year we multiple 100,000 to wins and multiple 150,000 to wins and 25,000 to win. So it's really, really cool for the sport of sprint car racing to be going through and this right now and really elevating the sport. I feel like high limit racing has elevated the sport to get to the next level and getting a lot of eyes on it right now because of these high paying races.
Okay, that's where I was going to go with you, Rico Abreu, winner on multiple occasions this year, whether it's High Limit, World of Outlaws. Is it the competition? Is it the competition between these two series that has elevated sprint car racing in general? Or is it something else that we can't see that's going on behind the scenes?
It's a little bit of the competition. It's a little bit of the logistics. It's a little bit of streaming and pay-per-view to these events. And then, it's a lot of the fan engagement, the experience the fans get when they come to a race, and the excitement of sprint car racing, 30-lap main events, 24 cars out on the track, all competing for that top spot. And the race pace is extremely fast, and they're competing at such a high level. I think that's a big deal. And they're in and out of these markets, and you can watch from home. And when we come to race in your backyard, you can attend the event. So it's really been exciting, and that's a big deal for what's definitely elevated it.
You intrigued me with a comment there saying the race pace is really fast. Hasn't it always been? What do you specifically mean by that?
I just think that with how tight the competition is, you have to give a little bit extra just to get, one ahead of the guy in front of you and positioning yourself. Qualifying is a big deal. We're within the top 20 cars are within a 10th in qualifying from 1st to 20th. And I was just telling my friend Tony earlier that I don't even think you can stop that fast enough on a stopwatch with how close these times are. Everybody's got really, really good equipment. Everybody's, that's competing at these races are super, super competitive. And that's what's making it so exciting. All this buildup and energy at these races, the fans can feel the intensity at the track. And I think that has a lot to do with it.
Rico Abreu, you've won a couple of times in the past a week or so at was it Lernerville and at Eldora? You won several times, in fact, at Eldora. Do you have any grand love affair with that track?
I do. I have. Eldora is a very special place in my heart. It's where I really was fortunate enough to start my career in the early days, and then to be able to accelerate it through the years and get victories there with USAC to Wing Sprint Cars to the World of Outlaws to All Stars to High Limit to be super ultra competitive at their events. And and then Eldora puts on the granddaddy of them all, the Kings Royal, right up there with the Knoxville Nationals and Big Pain Race. And I haven't obviously won the King's Royal yet, but we've come really, really close. And I you know, I've left Eldora in an ambulance, and I've left Eldora with a trophy. So it's always been a very, very special place to me. And the history about Eldora, I think those places just touch a little bit harder when you're successful at those tracks, and understanding the history from Earl Baltus to passing it down to Tony Stewart, to where Tony Stewart has taken the Speedway to have NASCAR events, to USAC Silver Crown races, excuse me, to World of Outlaw events and high limit events, and you know, and all the other events that get put on at that race. And last week we raced in front of 40,000 people there. So it's a very special place that you know, a lot of people have an amazing experience attending the King's Royal, and I think that's a big thing for me is interacting with those fans that come there, and make sure that they have that experience with the access they have to go down and see our car and see me race and see their favorite driver and cheer for them. And I think that's really, really cool.
All right, Rico, enough racing. You bumping around the Midwest right now. Calistoga is right up the road from your whole hometown at St. Helena. Do you ever get a chance to get out there just to unwind and take the helmet off and kick your feet up?
I wish I could get there more often. It can be quite bothering to me a little bit, just with how intense this race schedule is. And but I'm 100% committed to sprint car racing, to owning my team, to my merchandise brand. My wife does an amazing job helping me. My wife Megan helping me with making sure that the race fans have the coolest merch out on tour, and we just we take a lot of pride in it. And you know, and I have my family back home in the Napa Valley, St. Helena, California, where I came from in the wine industry, and they do an amazing job being there.
Okay, real quick, you just said my wife. I know you and Megan have been together.
Wait a minute, Crash. I gotta interrupt you, because we can't look at Santa Claus and whoever's sitting on the hood of that car. You gotta explain that in the background, dude. I look at that. Wait a minute. I'm trying to be cool here and not bring it up, but it just bubbled out of me. What's that?
That's our. I got a cool background for this show. That's Megan and I, and our Christmas card picture from 2020, I want to say, or 2019. And
that's you in the Santa Claus outfit?
That's me acting like Santa, sending our Christmas card out, you know, to our family and friends. And I got some painter's tape and put a 24 on my grandmother's Crown Vic that I actually drove for a few years once my grandmother slowed down on her driving, and I needed to make sure her car was up to tip-top shape.
Wow.
And it is. It's amazing. So wait a minute. You just said 2020-ish. You and Megan have been together a long time, but in your answer before this one, you called her your wife. Is that still weird? I know you guys only got married within the last year. Is that still weird, kind of saying my wife?
I got to remind myself. We've been together for 11 years. So she's an amazing woman, you know, and super thankful that we were able to find each other a few years ago, and life has gone by extremely fast. 11 years comes quick. So I felt like I had to give her something special for our 10th year anniversary. And that was to ask for her hand. And we got married in February of this year. And
there's full circle to what we were just talking about, getting you back home to California. You haven't been home since February. So August for this reception, that's going to be a party.
It is. And we're really looking forward to it. So we're looking forward to just getting to California, seeing my family, my side of the family. We got to spend time with Megan's side of the family this year a lot more, just her from being Lincoln, Nebraska, and you know, racing more at Knoxville and stuff is really close to Lincoln, obviously.
Explain to the Freak Nation what that noise is going on behind you, and one reason why you have that Crown Vic behind you.
I'm in the race shop, so you guys caught me today at the shop. We're just going through a few things before our big race of the year, Knoxville Nationals. So the boys are working on mounting some tires, and Zach Middlebrooks, my car chief on my 24 sprint car team, is making sure our car is prepared, and Brady and Ricky are just going through all the technical things of motorsports to get us to the races.
Hey, Rico, look, man, we'll talk Knoxville Nationals, but that Crown Vic, I mean, that would be a dream car for me back in the day. I can only imagine you in that car having to make the adjustments to drive that big ass freaking boat. What kind of music were you thumping? Did you have the thing loaded with chicks? Where were you going? Would that be a great tow vehicle in a form of race? Come on, man. Let's talk a little bit about that Crown Vic.
It's just a great cruiser. I would always turn on our local country radio station, Froggy 92.9, and we would just go cruise town. I actually brought it to the Midwest a few times to have wheels. And my grandma obviously wasn't too happy about that, but she, even till the day her last day, she always made sure that I was taking care of her car, and we still have it at our home. So it sits in the driveway, and it's a iconic vehicle in our family.
She was trying to make sure that you didn't bring it home with a wing and some huge tires on the back.
Yeah.
She wanted to make sure it was still a car when you gave it back.
We one thing I know is it's got a big trunk. You could put some objects in the trunk if you wanted to get rid of them.
That's how we would listen. You're too young to remember drive-ins. That's how we would get people into the drive-in. Is we'd put 6 or 7 people in the back of those big ass trunks, so we'd have to pay $5 or $6.
You could fit them in there.
Well, you said that like you know about that. He may not be too young for that memory at all.
Drive-in theater.
Rico, again, we're in the vacuum. We understand the importance of Knoxville Nationals and doing well there. But people who don't follow the Knoxville Nationals go, why is that such a big damn race? I say it's similar to the Indy 500 or Daytona 500 for sprint car racers. But try and sell me, a person that isn't a fan of sprint car racing, why this means so much and how has it become such a big race for guys like yourself that have been running the circuit for a decade.
It's a great event. A lot of history driven around it. It's been around forever. And to more so, I think what's very unique about it is it's in a small town in Knoxville, Iowa, that everybody is together for a week-long race. And it starts on Wednesday and ends on Saturday, and it kind of builds up to Saturday with qualifying nights. And you don't have to go far to the grocery store, to the bar across the street, right back to the racetrack, to the campgrounds. And I think that's what makes it so unique is how kid-friendly it is as well, and the drivers and the accessibility the fans have to the teams, all parked in the parking lot across the street from the track working on their cars. And a lot similar to the Indianapolis 500, where you can go into the garage and have that access to the teams and go right out onto the grid or the track, the race that night. And everybody's competing for the top spot. So a lot of history there, just history in the sport. Donnie Schatz's dominance there, which gets fans to generate to Knoxville to watch him win or him get beat. And Kyle Larson over the years, his success there, Brad Sweet beating, everybody there. I think it's been such a unique race on like that. And for, an up and comer to have success there, I feel like it really puts them on the stepping stone to a great career, and really grabs people's attention just with the credibility that race puts behind someone's resume.
So with all of that history and nostalgia, how do you not get nervous for a week-long event like that? How do you continue to maintain your competitive edge and not let anything fall through the cracks?
Yeah, I mean, I take racing really, really serious. So, yeah, if anyone tells you they're not nervous, they're probably lying. I get anxious at times, I think more so than nervous, just because I've been racing so long and understand kind of the process of these races and really just focusing on positioning myself. I really, really want to win the Knoxville Nationals. I know the work it takes to put yourself in position. It's not just the winner's ultimately not just somebody that shows up and wins the race and goes home and isn't connected to racing. And you have to be all in when you compete at these races. And understanding the level of difficulty that it takes to just position yourself, and that's all I work towards. And the outcome of these races, you can't predict them, but I can do things that I understand in the sport that puts yourself in position, and just soaking it all in. I think that's the biggest thing for me is absorbing and appreciating the moments of these big races, and from the fans to my team, the preparation at the shop, all these guys working countless hours here to get ready for that race, and know that if it's not the outcome we're looking for, you just keep your head down and you work hard, and you come back next year and you work at it again.
So Rico Abreu, sprint car driver. Story is that you broke out in a wing dance when you won at Eldora. Is that on the hit when you win at Knoxville? Is a wing dance going to be on the horizon?
Man, it's going to be a wild one if we can win the Knoxville Nationals. Race means so much to me. I know how much it means to my team. A lot of history with my crew chief and the mechanics on my car with their passion for the sport and being at Knoxville. So it's going to be really, really special. I'll definitely
come out there and dance with you when you win at Knoxville.
I hope they all get up there. And fans like to see that.
Post race tech. Hold on.
We got to get through that first. Make sure we make weight at the scales. That's for sure.
Freak Nation, Rico Abreu joining us here in the Freak Nation, getting set for the Knoxville Nationals. And again, it's many drivers and team owners say it's the Daytona 500, the Indy 500 for sprint car racing. And again, the number of nights it's bananas. If you get a chance to attend, do it.
Which, hold on a second. So winners of the Indy 500 have had wine labels after them. Winners of the Daytona 500, I've seen some wine labels there too. You guys have vineyards. The Rico Abreu Knoxville wine label. Knoxville Nationals wine label.
We'll have to we got to win the race first, and then we can have that conversation. We'll come back on and have it.
Let's do it.
Hey, do you find at times when you're out there running with Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson that you got to be the mediator to keep those two bastards from kicking each other's ass?
I just try to stay ahead of them if I can, and then I don't got to worry about it. But they both bring so much to the sport, and I think it's so cool, and it's a luxury to get to race against Brad and Kyle and all the competitors. Donnie Schatz, David Gravel, everybody in sprint car racing. They put in a strong effort to definitely elevate the sport of sprint car racing, and I think it goes a long ways, and the fans see it, and that's what generates the excitement to these races, and the fans, how involved they are. You can see them up in the stands, and they're either cheering or booing for some of these guys, and I think that's what we want to see.
Yes.
There's one guy that reminds me of your early career, coming out and kicking some ass, is Corey Day. What he's doing. Are there any drivers that he reminds you of growing up and his domination is such a, what is he, 18, 19 years old?
Yeah, really. He's really, really young. And it's really cool to see someone in our generation, in that, at that level of, Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson. I feel like he might be kind of ahead of both of them at their age point of their career. And I know he's in really, really good hands, with mentorship with his father, Ronnie Day, amazing race car driver, somebody who's developed an amazing career in racing and got to experience a lot of different circumstances in racing, and then as well as his car owner, Jason Myers, and his success in the sport. I know Jason stepped away for a little bit and then brought back his involvement. So two amazing mentors, and I feel like that's one thing that a lot of these young kids lack in our sport when they get into a position with extreme amount of success that early in their lives is the leadership level and the mentorship, and that's something that Corey Day has behind him, and you'll see him just keep climbing up through the ranks, and might not get much time in a sprint car any longer if he keeps accelerating like he does.
Dude, can you rock that freaking Santa outfit one more time in front of that Crown Vic? It's so good.
Hey, Megan's a damn cute elf too.
You got the reindeer in the
Did a
trunk.
good job. That was pre-Gus, so Gus didn't make that Christmas card picture there.
Redo 2024 redo.
I need to crop him in next time.
Buddy, we always look forward to having you here in the Freak Nation.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Kick some ass in Knoxville, will you?
Yes, I'm ready.
Attaboy.
You guys have a good day.
This freaking segment is brought to you by our friends at Lucas Oil. Now, what automobile do you have in the garage? I bet Lucas Oil could keep that thing fat and happy and on the road. From everyday car care, heavy-duty trucking to agriculture, hot rods, classic cars, motorcycles, and marine, Lucas Oil has what you need to keep those engines, interiors, and exteriors looking like and running like they're supposed to be. For more information, go to the website, lucasoil.com, and find the perfect Lucas Oil product. Keep your rides on the road.